Hello everyone, how very good of you to join and welcome back to the great naval games that we have around here. In the middle of my Colosseum we have ships floating around, or swimming. Is it floating? Is it swimming? I can't really decide. And they are having massive battles in the arena with water that we're delivering with the aqueduct. In this case here, it's full, right? This is a arena festival that uses now all 3 ranks of the population. That's the highest tier we can achieve here. And we should also be seeing this here. So this still takes another full hour now, these games here. And this will then lead to the amphitheater fame effect over here with a trade revenue boost of 25%. I'm gonna like this one, I guess, as we still need more money. At least we want more money. That's how it goes. Now, beside the festivals, we want to provide a few more things to my population here, to my patricians especially, because in the food tab, we have something that we can provide, and that's the oysters with caviar. Sounds disgusting, honestly, but they want it, and I'm gonna provide it. Anything with caviar is, yeah, right, something that I want to save for the last. Well, there it is, our production chain, and in this case here, it's actually problematic to me because it needs fertility that I haven't seen on the same island, right? So it needs the sturgeon, that's one fertility, that needs river slots, and it needs the oyster bed, that needs oyster fertility. Both of them I've not seen on the same island. So we'll need to work on several islands for this production here. And the first one is the sturgeon, and as we can see, the river slots. We have lots of river slots in Lorarium, so that's a good thing that we're not really using at the moment in this very tiny, well, farmer village that is at the moment with the fields that we have over there for the wine production. And I just love the many details the islands of this game have, right? You even have a smaller island here in the middle of the river. Fantastic looking. And in this case here, we are gonna plaster this one full. It just needs some more farmers. We don't have a lot of farmers here. Did I build? Wait a second. I didn't build the villa yet, did I? No, I haven't built the villa yet in this area here. So that would be my first choice, because this immediately will boost my population. And yeah, let's go ahead all the way up here. Right, as far away as possible from my population. So just in case we have some riots or so, I'm not facing any backlashes there. And with that, we are getting, yeah, about 30 more farmers in without having to build a single additional residence. Now in Veneta, we already have quite the population, and they want 2 tons of oysters at the moment. This leads me to actually to quite a few sturgeon hatcheries that I need, because they only produce every 90 seconds. Gonna have me the first 30 here towards the warehouses that we have, which leads now to a total production of 2. So I will need around 2 more to make this work. And the second one over here. Now we have a total production of 3. It should actually be around 4 at this point. The problem will be, of course, that, yeah, it's a lot of river slots we consume just to meet the current demand. There we have them. Catching now the sturgeon out of the river here. And I'm probably just going to use the very last river slot down here for this. We have enough materials, and I do have the farmers. I'm just going to have this one then here along the river. And we're probably going to make a bridge here. Very good. Alright, total production now is 4 tons. That's great. And I think we already have a trade route, which is the grapes that we have. But, at least for the honey and the grapes, yeah, I think we will need to implement a new trade route for this. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I could use one of my smaller ships for that. A queen cream here with 3 slots. And it's just the sturgeon, really. Oh, there's already 3 tons in. Very good. The volume will not be very high on this. A gift from Licia Ma, 14,000. Thank you very much. This is without any conditions. So we quickly forget about it and take the money. Next, we're looking to my, bigger city, Firmium that is. And in Firmium, we do have a bit of workforce left. And we can build the oyster beds. For this, we need beach areas. So once again, something that is really rare. We do have that beach over here reserved for that. So we have a production here once again of 90 seconds. So we're gonna need a bunch of them. By the way, yes, very good. We can make them out there to maximize that yield. And let's just see. And as you can see, they don't need a harbor space or so blocking each other, right? So we can have the 4 here already, which is really nice. Gonna have me another warehouse somewhere here looking towards the ocean. Memorably done. Right, and then we could have a bunch more here and also on the other side of that going up here. Is this possible? It's not possible because of one single tile, but I really cannot save that tile anywhere, right? We cannot move this further inboards, no. That's unfortunately it. Okay, Cold Farron, Prestige Festival, thank you very much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And with that, we got 4 tons of these. And I'm going to reserve the rest, of course, once again, for future productions. Smelly business. Now, I really don't want to build more residences in Firmium to counter that population cost that we have. So I rather want to use buildings that we can use to boost that population. And what better building than the gambling house? The gambling house, though, is huge, as we can see. So we'll need to move all of these here a tiny bit down, and especially also this, so that we can make that space for it. That's this here. And I think here we don't need that much space towards the Medici house. And yeah, I think we can build it right away. The happiness reduction is unfortunate, but the population boost is massive. And with that, we increase our population without increasing demand or anything like that, or consuming more space. So that's one of those things. However, of course, yeah, especially about health, we might need to do something. And I don't know why fire safety is that bad. Yeah, we have the amphora and the bread production here. That's 2 massive penalties. So what I could think about is, of course, also implementing now my aqueduct into Firmio. In this case here, it's probably going to be just 1 aqueduct. And I'm probably going to use this one here. So we move the iron mine that we have all the way up here into the mountainside. There's also our connection. I don't need that warehouse here anymore. And I'm going to just quickly move that charcoal burner away as well. There you go. By the way, would it make sense? It could make sense to have another one here. Firefighter. And also all the way up here. And also, I don't have one here at... Just so we reduce this further. But now I can get this one in together with the aqueduct. Now, the cistern, unfortunately, really doesn't have the biggest range. So we're probably going to have one here. An aqueduct going then in. So this will be very costly. But there is no other mountainside close by, right? There. We have the next mountains all the way up there, which is also a very long distance. And I don't want to use more mountainsets than I have to, right? So... Or we use this one here as this cistern. Wouldn't be so bad. Yeah. You know what? Let's actually use this one. Let's move it away again. Sorry for that. That's just how it goes. Make the connection here again. And now we can use the well here. And get me my aqueduct going. I'm gonna make this one in blueprint for now. Can we get there over? Yes, nice. See? Like so. And then here we can split it into the different ways of leading it. Here is one, and this one goes all the way there. Cannot flow uphill. What? It's not going up. This is not uphill. Oh, it is uphill here for a tiny portion. Okay. I will probably need to split it over here already, unfortunately. This is also not possible. That would have been great. Okay, but we can go ahead over here. And then we can make that connection, right? If I move it further down, it actually adjusts itself and makes a bigger aqueduct here, a taller one. Ah, it's not possible again. This doesn't look like so bad of a an uphill battle here, but it is. Okay, here I really cannot make it work with a split. For some reasons, it doesn't want me to adjust. I can always connect it like this, or with a direct connection here. But once I want to split it, I cannot do it anymore. The water cannot flow uphill, but there's no uphill here, right? It's going down all the way. So it also lowers itself once I try to split it. Look at that. There. And it's trying to lower the whole aqueduct with this. So that is something, unfortunately, that I don't understand right now. I think this is a bit wonky. There it is working now. Okay, so connecting with this node here doesn't work, right? Because it lowers the whole aqueduct to it. But connecting it with anything else basically works. Okay, so this could work. The question is, can we make it work now here? That would be more to my liking, because otherwise it looks just really, really strange. So let's try to make it like so. That also wouldn't work. Okay, now we got this one here. That would work. Alright. Okay, so we make the split a bit further up there, and now I can make it work that we have two of them going in. And I will just need to move a few things now, like this one here, one step. And here, I'm gonna move those, so that we can move that a bit. Then we have the room, and I'm probably gonna have my cistern here somewhere. Is that working out? That looks fantastic. We could move it probably a bit further down even. There you go. With that we go all the way down. And here I just want to make now that. Okay, and on the other side I will probably need to delete something here. Then here. And then I'll probably have my cistern somewhere here. There you go. This looks like a great location for it. Of course, it won't be that easy moving through all of that. So I'm gonna make a path here. I think this would be the easiest approach to this. We're gonna have the... I was kind of like expecting this. So I think we'll need to... that would be possible, but look how small the aqueduct gets now, moving it a bit further up. Yeah, here the terrain really is tricky for us. So in this case here, that was not an easy feat. Okay, we got the concrete in. All I really need to do now is getting all of this going. So expensive. And have this one. That's one hell of an expensive aqueduct here for us. Moving all the way in here. Building that cistern. Provides me now the bonus. Is it affected? No, it's not yet. That's the one. Yeah, very good. That was 600 fire safety coming in. And now we have it on the other side. Yeah, we do not have enough concrete for this construction. Too much. There it is also, we're a millionaire. Hooray! Nothing else changes though. Gonna also add now the trade route here. Fermium, we still have a slot left, and I should have the oysters in. There they are. To also get them over now. And we'll just see if that is enough or not. But the volume usually is very low on this. So it should be fine. By the way, passive trade is quite nice at this point. So we can also, we can also see this here. There's the trade estimation. So of my own islands, I'm making around 600 additional balance out of passive trade, right? Because this is the average of all the sales that we have. And then we can see a nice balance coming out of this. And let's build the second cistern. Here. And water? Water? No water yet? Where is the problem? There it is. There's always this tiny piece of module missing. And yeah, that wasn't actually not that much of a boost. Health is now fine. Fire safety is okayish, I'd say. But now Fermium also has its aqueduct. With that, a bathhouse would be entirely possible with all the beautiful bonuses this provides. So that is something we can consider here. Alright, but back to my oyster production, because the trade routes are now flowing. That means the food must be growing, I guess, in production. For this we have the fish gutter. This one here needs now patrician workforce. Now that's still unbelievable to me that the nobility would work in artisan workshops, but how it goes. And I just need a bit of space for this. The production here is only 45 seconds, so this is great. And the epicure of water, the kitchen is called. This one here is something that we definitely want to have in the city again. And it has a production of only 1 minute, so we need up to 4 maximum for this. So all of this doesn't require a lot of space. We do have the tavern here that I've built in my desperation attempt to increase happiness of an industry zone. And I'm hoping that we somehow can squeeze it in here somewhere, because there's lots of empty space in this area. Let me just see. We can move that well. Perfect. So with that, we can move it in here. And now I should have a bit of room for 2 of them. And probably I would really like to have all of them in here though. Do we need that warehouse here? That's the question, because this one's not fully utilized. So I'm gonna use this one here as the central hub. We're gonna upgrade it a 3rd time. Right? And now I can have 2 more here. There you go. By the way, also, this industry zone definitely needs paved roads. I'm gonna provide it to all of them now, to speed up the carts and the transportation here. There. Also, it just looks so much more organized when you have paved roads. Unfortunately, it doesn't take the bridge in, right? So I need to upgrade the bridge manually myself. And also this one here. 20 tons of concrete for 1 bridge. That's quite expensive. Alright, I was calculating with 4. We definitely only need 3 of these kitchens though. So 1, 2, and 3. And there they have it. No penalty coming out of them. That's the great thing. And now I need 4 of the epicure of water. Let's just see where we can use them. Here in the city center, I would really like to make room of them. There are those aqueducts residences. I might delete me some 3 here of these. 1, 2, 3. And get me those 4 over. First of all, it looks better closer to the Colosseum. And second of all, we can now have one of these right in here. So this is a block of 4, the epicure of water, with the health and the population boost. Both of that we need, by the way, because we need more health. And let's have a look at them. This is now where we have that juicy, well, oysters with caviar coming out as an output. Quite a long distance, though, to that warehouse. Why is it not going here? Do we not have a warehouse here? We have lots of artisan buildings. I think we'll need to have something here. So I'm gonna delete those here. And then I would really like to squeeze me in a warehouse here. Apple Road. And upgrade this one here 2 times as well, so that it looks proper. And now it provides some additional loading ramps. I think it's not necessary. Let's just keep the fountain there for now. 2 trees I can afford, after all. My second one here would be great as well. Gets a lot of people in there with the bonus. And then we need 2 more. One of them most likely out here. Yeah, instead of these. By the way, I'm just gonna take this block here. What is that? Why is there a road that's blocking my buildings all of a sudden? Wasn't there before? There you go. And now I can have this one. And then we need 1 more. And my whole population is filled with caviar and oysters. And there it is coming in, the oysters. And in this case here, we get population, income, and health boost out of this. A beautiful resource. Especially the health boost brings me now positive again. And with that, we don't need to worry about big plagues or anything like that. Quite the contrary, there is a hygiene festival coming in 2 hours. I wonder what happens there. By the way, our harbor area got boosted by the latest attack, if you remember. So that makes it now possible, at least for now, to add the towers here on the outer side. I think this looks a bit cleaner. And with that, we can also move a bunch of those. I could even think about adding some more keys now here. And we could even, yeah, look at that, add a bunch more landing piers to those keys. Which is very much appreciated as the traffic continues to rise. Right now, though, no ship is waiting. Back in Albion, there is another production that we can quickly finish and that both of my areas need, and that's the hand mirrors or Narcissium artisanal studio where it's being produced. This one here is an Albionic production, and it's something that we can then export to our main city, Veneta. And in this case here, we just need silver. Now silver we do have on this island. We have 8 mountain slots, but all of them are used at this point, right? There's not a single available mountain slot available anymore. But, and that's the good thing, is we still have a surplus production here of 3 tons of silver right now. The other one is the shell gatherer, seashells, and luckily enough, the seashell population is part of this island here. So we can, well, find us a suitable new beach area. The seashell production is pretty fast, right? So it would be something that we could add somewhere out here. And all of these buildings here do not require a space in front of them per se. It's rather just something that we can, yeah, push out there with a key again. Look at that. And the cool thing is about this one that we have extended the harbor area. And this also counts for all of my Albionic buildings, right? All of my Albionic productions. I have no idea why this doesn't work. Ships cannot land here. This one would work though then, right? There is no need for ships, so we'll just see. 4. I would like to have this one a bit further outside, to be honest. Let's just, we can squeeze all of them in here. I wonder why this one doesn't work as it should be. Actually, it works. Nice. Okay, and now we can squeeze them in like this, right? They're just full, so we are full on silica on this island. And here, we could probably go around and then have a bunch more. Yeah, that would work. I think 2 we could squeeze in easily as well into this production. Can I? Yeah, I can even... I think the cockle would make sense, but also the silica that we're gonna need a bit more. Having another one here works also. And let's go ahead, upgrade that warehouse there real quick. And then I could go ahead with, let's start with 3. Don't forget, that's already 4 now in tons, right? We just need 1 ton here and 2 tons in Veneta. So this is already a surplus. But of course, you should not calculate it too tightly. So let's just make 4. The silver mines we have, the silver forges we have, right? That is something we need to check out again. No, we do not have the full potential of the iron ore here right now. So that's these guys. Working here, there's a ride, in fact. Alright, but, I mean, we do not even have that much of an unhappiness, but I do not have a police station here. This is something I'm gonna add right here in the center. Continue with the main road here. We have the medic house. Gonna have this one a bit further over there. So we can use that and that. And that's already 2 tons more. And now we have 3 tons more of production. Recently damaged. I cannot upgrade this because it's been recently damaged. How can I see that this is damaged? It seems like there is something here indicating that. Let's upgrade this one up there. By the way, the Celtic version also looks beautiful. Different color. Alright, this is spreading right now. It's good that we have the Custodes already working this. Last but not least, we can have the Narcissium or Narcissium, and that actually takes 2 minutes. So we would need 6 of them to meet demand in both cities. They also reduce the fire safety again, increase the happiness though. And yeah, a lot of space. So let's have one somewhere here along this beach area. I would like to have a second one over here. There's already a warehouse then. But you need so many of them that I could... Wait a second. I'm gonna have this one moved. I think it makes more sense to move it because you can have these buildings here on the swamp, right? And with that, we have a bit of room here available for this.
Governor, I hope I said that right.
And you cannot have them on the swamp, so do not want that. Up here we could have one, but it's too close to the temple for me to be comfortable. This one is possible, so let's just delete them. Get me in the next one. Cool looking buildings, gotta say that. Can we have a road here? No, we can't. Alright, in Veneta we only have 1 ton, so I misread this somehow. And in Verulamium, where we are right now, we also just have 1 ton. My production is at 4 tons, so we already meet everything for this. Seashells, coal is in, that should be fine. And let's have a look at the bonus that the hand mirrors provide, because they're quite significant. And that is the income, health, and knowledge boosting that we have out of that. Very good. Do we have a trade route available still? We have this one here delivering the toga and the wine. And the other way around, it can now pick up the hand mirrors then. And deliver that to Veneta. And really, it's just 1 ton per minute that we consume it. So 50 both ways should be fine. Right, and we'll just decide then if we need more ships or not. By the way, let's upgrade also the main harbor building here in Verulamium finally. To a proper looking trading post. And set the minimum for the hand mirrors. I don't know. To 30. This should be reached rather quickly. And we have so many Mercators that I would like to continue with a bunch more upgrades. Especially here. And then here we can have full blocks of them towards that temple. Which is great if buildings close to the temple are nice.
It is good that you have built many public bathhouses.
I would also like to upgrade more people in Latium. We do have plenty of workforce. Let's just check it out. So we got 600 Libertos. We don't need that many, but of course we should always just reserve a bunch more for soldiers. So I'm gonna be very selective. These here, definitely, right? The game takes quite some time to load in the assets. There it is, and probably here as well, right? And that's already it. Oh, that was reached faster than I thought. So that's those guys here. And then we got lots of plebeians that I want to upgrade, especially here towards the Colosseum. I think here in the inner city we are fine at this point. Could be still some more here. There's a building. And yeah, I can think about some upgrades here, right? We already have lots of service buildings here, so it makes sense to have a bunch more upgrades towards the bathhouse here. Since they profit from that. Fantastic. They'll have 1,000, I don't know. For some reasons, the plebeians, they don't lower the numbers. That's a lot more here. More than I'm really comfortable with. And then we can have this block here now finally, or this district here. Upgraded more still, 800. Like the Libertus workforce, that was just a bunch of buildings, right? But the plebeians, that's literally dozens of buildings. Okay, so we have now all of them mostly upgraded towards the Colosseum around here. And then we have along that one. And then along the theater, there's really a lot of them that we can still go with. Guys. Yes. And this block. Very good. Yeah, that looks fine, because now we have it lowered again. And I still have a few reserves left. collectively upgrade. Now we got 1,200 aqueducts though that we can also upgrade to patricians again. That's of course primarily here in the town center, or yeah, in the showcase of a city, the display for anyone that comes in with the ship. Here, this block here, this block here. So many more patricians, and here, close to the forum, of course. I want to have these upgraded there. And still 1,000 left, so let's have a bunch here, close to the Colosseum upgraded. I can see my consumption rates becoming problematic the more upgrades I have. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it at that. Perhaps these guys. Oh, come on. What a town. Nice. What a city. And yeah, with my global population closing in now on the 40,000, we continue onwards in the next episode. If you enjoyed this one, stay tuned.